What's up, guys? My name is Andy. I have found my limit with my ability, the things that I can do. My plans were to replace this worn out, rusted, holy, chewed up quarter panel with the new skin that I got here. I bought this with the intent of using as much of this as I needed to replace this. I didn't think I was gonna have to replace the whole thing. I figured I could just cut a piece out and then cut this one in, and I was gonna do a whole video on how to replace that, how to do that, but I have found that I'm not good at welding thin metal, and whether it's my lack of experience or the welding, the welder that I have, I actually tried to, I had holes in my doors from where the old mirror locations were when I bought the car, and I had moved them to the correct location. Well, the holes were at the top of the door, and I welded those up, and I didn't do the best job, but I got them mostly done, and my painter guy can kind of feather that in and clean it up, but at least it's welded up and sealed up. And I blew through that. The metal is really thin there, and I struggled with that. And if I can't even do something simple like that, I know for sure I'm gonna struggle with something like this. And then you couple that with the timing. I need to drop this off for paint. I'm right around the corner from doing that. And now I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to do this myself. I could take, this is something that you don't wanna rush at all, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to do it. And I really don't think I'm gonna do a good enough job with putting this new piece in. So I'm gonna be passing all this off onto my painter guy. And I was gonna do it partly because I wanted to see if I could do it, save a couple bucks, right? If I do it myself, I'm not paying somebody else to do it. And then also the experience that you get from that. Not only will I learn something, but hopefully I can make a video and help you guys out. But I'm gonna fall short on that one. This is something I'm not gonna be able to do for you guys. If you guys were looking forward to that, I apologize, but I really don't wanna tackle this, again, with my limited experience and the time that I have left before I gotta drop this off for paint. I did want to point out, though, I did not know the history of these quarter panels. Particularly if you look on the inside of the fender, there is no seam on this passenger side. It just looks like a solid panel, and it looks decent from the inside of the trunk. And I have also removed the interior inside there so I can get to the back side of it in case I, for welding and all that kind of stuff. Everything looks good back there. So I thought, cool, then whatever kind of fiberglass Bondo nonsense that was going on here in the lip of the quarter panel, then I was gonna be fine and I could just cut it out, because I made the assumption that these lips were worse than they are because of the fiberglass and Bondo that was there. And I didn't really talk to the previous owner about that. I just made assumptions, and so I figured, well, I'll buy a skin, I'll patch it in there, I'll have a brand new lip ready to go. But this is, some of you guys are probably saying, Andy, that's fine. You can totally recover from that. Just a couple of things, zip, 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 and you're done. And I'm sure some of you guys are going, dude, you got to replace that whole panel. Get it out of there. It's cancer, and you're going to ruin your car or whatever. We're at my limits, guys. This is beyond my expertise, and I really don't want to mess this up. So I'm going to pass it on to the pros and let them take care of it. Also, in the back here, you can see this line. So it looks like what somebody did. I'm assuming the previous owner, because this car was not painted. It was just a black shell when he had got a hold of it. And he told me a story about how he got a hold of it and how he was trying to restore it. So I'm making the assumptions that he did this, but it could have been there before. I don't know. But you can see this piece is welded on here, and this piece of sheet metal is on top of the sheet metal for the quarter panel. And all this marks right here, these are grind marks that I did. I was trying to smooth out this weld, this seam between going from this sheet metal to this one, just so that when my painter guy comes in with, to clean all that up, it's less work. He may not have to worry about that because, whatever he does with getting this whole panel replaced or whatever. But this is just on top of the old one. And I think what happened, the lip here, the flare, the natural flare of this wheel arch does flare out, and you can see it. Here, if I could show you here on the on here, you see this natural flare on here, and it's subtle, but it's definitely distinct. You can see it. And on my car, it wasn't there. It just went straight from quarter panel to lip edge. And it was just one like solid piece or whatever. There was so much Bondo in the valley of this flare where it steps out from the car. It took me forever to grind all that. I had one of those wire brush, cone-shaped things, spin around, and that's what I used to get all that Bondo off of there. And it just took forever. And it's this whole car, everything is a mess. It's just the whole garage is coated in white. But that lip is there, that flare is there, and that's what I want. One of the reasons I could tell there was something wrong with my quarter panels is because that flare didn't come out. It just went straight to the edge, one continuous blend. I thought, again, assumptions, that whatever was wrong with this arch, he filled it in, fiberglass, bonded, all that kind of stuff, and just kind of pieced it together, and ultimately it's still there. And my painter guy will be able to tell me if we can salvage this or not, or if it's just better just to put the new piece in, and we'll tackle that down the road. But I won't be doing that. And so that's this side. The other side is a little worse. It's got a little bit more rust and corrosion and cancer and some dents and stuff on the driver's side. It does have the same panel, this welded piece, but from the trunk you can see a seam where it looks like he did that thing where you kind of do that little Z-shape thing, and then the piece kind of fits inside of it, and then you can. So I don't know if he did that side correctly, but there's definitely a weld seam over on that side that still needs to be smoothed out and feathered. And anyways, so it may not matter if we just cut the whole thing out and put this in anyway. So anyways, guys, this video was going to be a video of me cutting this out and then showing you how to weld in a chunk of this. And I'm not gonna be able to do that, guys, so I apologize for that. But I am getting closer to getting this painted, and I gotta wrap up a few more things and then get the car out of here so I can meet my window for getting this thing painted and get her done. So I wanna have it for the spring, so I'm getting anxious. So anyways, all right, guys, that was a short video. Doesn't typically follow my normal how-to or what to do kind of stuff. This is more of just an update, particularly for you guys that are following the channel and have been, following this car through this build. And I appreciate you guys sticking around. So anyways, one step closer and then we'll get this thing painted. All right, guys, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you subscribe, I appreciate it because it helps my channel out. And we'll see you in the next one.